This video is sponsored by Studio Bebop and YugiOhPrices.com for all your pricing needs. Now available on the App Store. For more information, check the description below.
What's up YouTube, this is Lintheo coming at you with a new format build of my Herald of Perfection deck. Now, I'm sure we all knew this was going to come. I did say Herald of Perfection is going to be coming up. So this is basically the new build for September 2013, 1st September. So there's been a couple of changes, not that many. There's a couple of techs that have gone in, and some differences to the side deck, to the extra deck. But yeah, so this is just Herald of Perfection as it is. I really think that Herald of Perfection is going to be quite good this format. I think it's because, back row's gone down. We've not got the judgment to stop our ARA, and there's kind of like a little bit less back row now. We don't really have to worry about that much. So while our agent, if you use an agent, which I am, the agent core has gotten stronger. The threats that we go up against are actually a lot less now, and we really don't have to worry about Macrocosmos or Defissure anymore, because that is so horrible against this deck. And even if someone gets off one macro Defissure, it's like, alright, that's fine, it's 1 in a 40 chance, I'm probably going to be able to get over it eventually. Without me trying to waste all my resources to get around 3 cards / 6 cards, and then have to deal with a deck as well. So I think it's like really good. It's been testing like amazingly. I went against I was testing it at the weekend. Went against Constellas and Prophecies, new builds and all that, and it just worked really well. And this is the Transmodify Tethys build as well. So this is something I'm still kind of playing around with. But it's been really good, and I've really enjoyed it, and it makes people rage quit a hell of a lot more. So we'll get into the deck profile. So as standard, we have 3 Herald of Perfection. Herald of Perfection is like an amazing card, one of the best rituals I think, if not the best. You should know what it does by now, but basically 2/8 defense, massive, it's really hard to get over, and you can discard a fairy from your hand to the grave to negate a monster magical trap effect, basically. So it's really good, the activation, sorry, not the effect, but you know what I mean. So playing those 3. The reason why there was a little bit of delay of playing this is because of the next cards. We know it's Manju, but it's can you see that? Oh, there we go, DT Manjus, look at that. So they came today, so I'm really happy with them. Bloody impossible to find these things, because they were in Hidden Arsenal 4. Not Hidden Arsenal, sorry. And they even got the number wrong. They were in Dual Terminal 6. And yeah, they're just really hard to find, but I picked them up for a bargain. So I was quite happy with that. So 3 Manju, kind of standard. Manju's just your search for everything. That is ritual. So then, going on to the agent build, we have 3 Master Hyperion. Hyperion's one of the most ridiculous monsters. I really think he's so good. Running him at 3 is just a good number, especially now Earth come back to 3. And I know a lot of people say, your Evil Sword matchup is bad. Agreed, but and you should cut this down to 2. But I don't know. I need to gauge the format first. I need to see how many Evil Swans are actually going to be running around. A lot of people are saying they're going to be tier 1. I kind of agree. But I need to see how the format goes before I can start considering taking Hyperions out, or cutting them to 2, for example. So then one of the new updates is 3 Earths. Yes, I have put it to 3. It gives Hyperion more consistency, gives me more searching, deck thinning, for my Venuses and my Judgment. Jupiter, and it's just tuner, just good, and it's a fairy for Herald of Perfection. So that's the reason for that. Then we have the 3 Venus, and to complement that, we have the 3 Shine Ball. Kind of a little bit standard on that. It's still good. If you can't do your Herald of Perfection turn 1, doing this is really good as well. So you just kind of go set up for this, and if you've got Christia in hand, you can get the other Shine Ball, and you can you can kind of set up for Christia as well. What you can do is you can use Venus, get all 3 Shine Balls, go into a Gachi, and then use Transmodify on one of the Shine Balls, send it to the grave, and get another Venus. So you've got 2k Venuses out. So it's really nice. I've actually won games by doing that, just because they've been on like 3-8 or something stupid like that, and then I've just gone Transmodify, tac, and they've just been quite angry. So yeah, so the one Jupiter's working really well. Transmodify target, just to go into Tethys, which you will see in just a sec. And also fodder for Hyperion. It's also fodder for Earth. You can obviously search him with Earth. So yeah, and it just affects good. Like, I went against someone late game against the Evil Swans. I was testing online, and they actually summoned Orpheon and had no back row, but they went Orpheon attack, and I was like, great, not doing really well here. Drew into this, just summoned it, attacked over for 2-6. He wasn't happy. So yeah, so it's really good. It's quite an anti-Orpheon card, but it's also quite good for pushing. Then we have some of the two new cards. Tethys. Now, if you don't know what Tethys does, Tethys affects Reed. When you draw a fairy monster, or fairy type monsters, you can reveal one of those monsters to draw one more card. So basically, this is whenever you draw a card. This can be your standby, your draw phase, or any card effect that says draw. So I can go like draw phase, draw, activate effect, draw, reveal, draw, reveal, draw. That's basically what you do. You keep doing that. You replenish your hand, and then you can start going from there. It allows you to. It just allows you to kind of completely lock your opponent down by being like. Okay, I'm just going to negate everything, and next turn I'm just going to get loads of fairies back. I play 30 fairies and 10 spells, so it's not very often that you actually get first time like spell. You're like, oh crap. It's not very often that happens. And first turn you can go Perfection Tethys on the field. It's not actually that hard. So yeah, I'm really enjoying Tethys. At times it is kind of a dead draw, but you'll see one of the things that I have in the deck that actually helps with that. And don't forget, it is just fodder for Herald of Perfection. So yeah, really good. Really like this card. 2, I did have it at 3 when I was testing, then brought it down to 2 because it was too cloggy. 2's good. You never really want to draw it. You can tribute summon for it. There's not a problem to do that if you can afford to do it. But you want it in the deck, and you want it to stay in there. So yeah, we'll see some prevention in a sec to stop you from drawing it. But 2 of them. Then we have 2 Christia. Christia's just stupid. It's such a good card. The amount of times you can just play for Christia, so you can, if you really want, you can send like 3 Shine Balls to the grave, just to set up kind of like Christia. Obviously you need another, but yeah, Christia just wins games on its own. If you go Perfection in this, again, all the duels I have played, where I've got Herald of Perfection, then Christia, I have never lost. And I seriously mean that. I have never lost when I've had Christian Held of Perfection, because it's just such an impossible thing to get over. I can negate basically anything, apart from counter traps. I can negate anything, and you can't special summon. It's just like, and I have a 2/8 beat stick on the field. It's just so good. So yeah, that's Christia. Then one of my techs is Cephalon. Cephalon, the ultimate Time Lord. If you don't know what this does, basically, when you have... special summoned. Must be special summoned from your hand by having 10 or more monsters in your graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by any other ways. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 8 or higher fairy monster in your graveyard, in your hand or graveyard. Its effects are negated, and its attack becomes 4,000. So basically, this has got 4,000 attack and 4,000 defense. It's a big ass stick, and you can basically get back your Hyperions and your Christias that you get back, and it's just so good. Next deck profile update, I'm going to have Mation in here as well. So if Cephalon still made the cut, it also works with Mation, and you know, it's just so good. Like, I love this card. It's better to get it late game, obviously, but you can just be like, the amount of times I've top decked this and just gone, I've now got 2 4K monsters on the field, kind of good luck. And it's a once per turn effect as well, so it's just so good. You can just keep getting those monsters back, and if you really want, you can play multiple copies of this, but I don't really recommend it, but you can if you really want. So I'm going to kind of test around with this a little bit more. But yeah, such a good card. It's really fun to play with. Then we have the kind of 2 standards. Orange and Light. Tuna kind of negates monsters when you don't have... Perfection out, and also when they go for that Orpheon play and the effect, you can stop it. 1 Honest, because we run all fairies, lights. Then the normals, just to work with ARA. Demise Dark Witch, hopefully getting this in super soon, that would be nice. And Megami. Megami's just that fodder for level 6, you never want to draw it. But sometimes you do. And then the final tech, Yaksha. Now, this is an interesting tech. If you don't know what it does, I shall read it out. It's a fairy spirit, 4 stars, and 1900 attack and 1/5 defense. So basically it's a spirit, so it gets the usual thing. If it's there on the end phase, it returns to your hand. When this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, you can select one spell or trap card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. So basically, if they've got some really annoying cards like Imprisoning Mirror, a lot of people get caught out of this. Lightning Imprisoning Mirror, summon this, bounce, and then do your plays. So it's really good. It's quite big as well. 1/9 is very big. So if you've got like really annoying thing, like your opponent's got like a Thunder King, I know it's at 1, but it's Thunder King, you just summon this, like beat, and then do your plays. So it's been testing really well. Really like the card. Yeah. So going on to the spells, that was 30 monsters. Going on to the spells, we have Advanced Ritual Arc, and they are also Dual Terminal. See, I'm pimping out my deck now. So yeah, we got the Dual Terminal, Advanced Ritual Arts, and the Manjus. Yeah, Advanced Ritual Art, don't really need to say anything. Sad this didn't go to 3, because it would have been busted then. But it didn't go to 3, so that's fine. Quite standard there. And then obviously we played the Dawn of Herald. Every time in a duel, every time I say this, I'm like, I draw it, and I'm like, I don't need this. I really want to cut this. Then I'll draw like the actual vanilla that I need, and I'll be like, play Dawn of the Herald. So every time I think, I might cut this, the deck tells me not to. So that's basically why it's not going. And yeah, if Advanced Ritual Art went to 3, then I would cut it. But yeah, so then we have a new card as well, Transmodify. If you don't know what Transmodify does. Send one face-up monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon from the deck one monster with the same type and attributes as that monster in the graveyard. But 1 level higher, you can only activate one Transmodify per turn. So basically, one of the optimum plays is you summon Manju, get the effect, special summon the Perfection, Transmodify into Tethys, and end. And you'll normally have like three fairies in hand. So it's quite a difficult thing to get around. Really like this card because it just works with everything. As I said, you know, you can be quite cheeky and do the major pluses. You can go Earth's effect, add to hand, Transmodify, Venus, dush. So it's really nice. Transmodify is a really cool card. I really do like it. Then we have the 2 magical mallets. Now this is an interesting thing I've been using. This is to stop the horrible hands, stop drawing Tethys, stop with drawing Megami as well, and just things like that I just don't want. I'll put them straight back into the deck. And it works obviously with Tethys effect, where you can just draw. Good thing to note, if you put in Magical Mallet, if you Magical Mallet for 3 cards back in, you have Tethys out. And you draw, like, say, 3 fairies, for example, you can reveal one of them, any one of them, and then carry on with Tethys effect. So you only need to reveal one, you don't need to reveal like any others, and you can choose what you reveal. And it doesn't have to be the last one you draw, as in it doesn't have to be the last fairy you draw. So if you draw a fairy spell, you just reveal the first fairy and then carry on. So important thing to remember. But yeah, Magical Mallet's been working well, and just first turn as well, just being able to go like, summon level 4, Transmodify, and then just Magical Mallet your whole hand. You're just like, okay, well, this is going to go well. And more often than not, you do get the pieces to go for Perfection. Then we have the 2 Preparation Rites. Cards are just so good. The amount of times people like warning my ARA, and then I'm like, okay, play this, and just plus. So yeah, it's very, very nice. And then the final card is the 1 Dark Factory. Only found space for 1 really, which is a bit of a shame, but it's still an amazing card. I realise I'm at like nearly 14 minutes, so I'll speed up. Going on to the extra deck, we have the 1 Angel of Zera. Really good cards, testing nicely, obviously with the Hyperions, you just banish it and you're like, whoop. So yeah, really nice. I like the card. I'll just do the 8s. Scrap Dragon and Crimson Blader. All kind of very standard. Don't run the Stardust just because I don't feel I need any more like effect negations or destructions, just because I do have Herald of Perfection. That's the whole point of the deck. So yeah, so that's them. Then the 7s, we have Ancient Sacred Wyvern and Black Rose Dragon. Amazing, kind of OTK with this, and just good card to get you out of a tight situation. Then we have a Gaia, a beta. Surprising how much I do go into him. 1 level 5, we have the Armada's Keeper of Boundaries. Really cool card, really like it, and it works nicely. So yeah, so that's definitely earned its place. And then the one armory arm for the synchros. And then going on to the final XEs, we have Maestroke, we have Paladynamo. Paladynamo is one of my favourite ones, it's just so unfair at times. And Maestroke just if I need to stall. And then the level 2s, we have Dagusto Phoenix, we have Herald of Pure Light, we have Dark Mist, and then we have 2 final Gachi Gachis. Always running 2 Gachi Gachi just because it's the one that I mainly go into. All the others are just kind of like pushing for game, or if I want to do like some cool combos. So yep, been working really well. It's nice. I don't really use it that much, but when I do, it's only for kind of like optimal plays and like major plussing. So that's basically the deck profile, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. I'm really liking Herald of Perfection this format, so we'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's basically it. So if you have any questions or any reasons why I went into certain techs, if you want me to do combo videos or anything like that, do let me know. I will be updating this regularly, and yeah, that's about it. So cheers, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.